Rap the News. And it is okay to be poor. It is not a sin to be poor, and no one should be looking down on the poor. We're going to start off with Leviticus 26:19, and I will break the pride of your power. That's your money, your richness, your look, whatever it is. God is going to break pride. And with money comes pride. Isaiah 2:12. For the day of the Lord of hosts shall be upon everyone that is proud and lofty, and upon everyone that is lifted up. All of the wealthy, everybody with high self-esteem, God is going to break them down. It's the reason why God is making people poor. He's making people poor because he wants to break the pride. Once you let go of the pride and then just let everything go into God's hands, then it will be okay if you have something. But once you're proud and you have something, you are going to be led to destruction, and he shall be brought down low. And the loftiness of men shall be bowed down, and haughtiness of men shall be made low. And the Lord alone shall be exalted in that day. So we should not be looking up to people with money or looking up to people with fame and fortune. We should be pretty much, and I don't know what just happened. I don't know what just happened. Something just happened. I just jotted out and jotted in. But we should be exalting the Lord. Luke 6:24. But woe unto you that are rich, for you have received your consolation. What does that mean? If God is going to make you rich in this lifetime, then you received all your rewards here on this earth. When you get to the kingdom in judgment day, you will have nothing but the fire. That is what that means. You have received all of your good in this world. You know, that's what you obtain to. Have it, enjoy it. Leviticus 25:35. And if thy brother be waxen poor and falleth in decay with thee, then thou shalt relieve him. Give him something. Take him to the doctor. Yeah, though he be a stranger and a sojourner, that he may live with thee. Ain't gonna happen today, because why? We too busy looking down on the poor. That ain't what God told you to do. You know, you can get your ass sent to hell disobeying the Lord. Deuteronomy 15:7. If there be among you a poor man of one of thy brethren within any of the gates in thy land which the Lord thy God giveth thee, the righteous shall inherit the earth. So whatever land we in, Hebrew, that's our land. Thou shalt not harden thy heart. And what it mean? When you look at your brother who poor, you say, poor ass, a broke ass nigga. That's hardening your heart towards the poor. Nor shut thy hand from thy poor brother, saying, I ain't giving that nigga nothing. Broke ass nigga, I ain't giving him nothing. God said, don't be like that. For the poor shall never cease out of the land. It's always going to be somebody poor, because you have every opportunity to help. And he said, the people that he's going to tell to depart from me is the people who don't see people. You don't see the poor. So you're going to say, get away from me. You know, I ain't got nothing for you. I ain't got no change. Right? Therefore I command thee, saying, thou shalt open up thy hand wide unto thy brother, to thy poor, and to the needy in the land. I command you to open up your hand wide to your brother. To your brother. You hear that, Israel? To your brother. And to the poor and to the needy in the land, in thy land. And I said again, the righteous is inheriting the earth. The wicked don't own this earth. We do. Every place that your foot touch, Hebrew, that's yours. Poverty is by design of the Lord, and has nothing to do with intelligence, luck, and skill. There's a lot of intelligent people on Skid Row. 1 Samuel 2:7. The Lord maketh poor and maketh rich. He bringeth low and lifteth up. He raises up the poor out of the dust, and he lifteth up the beggar from the dunghill. And I'll say this again. The Lord maketh poor and he maketh rich, and he bringeth low and he lifteth up. If you up, it's by design. If you down, it's by design. You accept whatever God gives you. And if anybody listen to my channel, you'll see that God stopped me in every damn thing that I did. It wasn't that I wasn't intelligent enough to make money and that I didn't make money. Is that He stopped every program because He wanted me to be humble enough to do what I'm doing right now, to deliver His message, to be a warner and a watchman for the nations, the Hebrew nation, right? And for the world right now, right? Because it ain't just reaching us, it's reaching everybody else as well. Job 20:10, His children shall seek to please the poor, and His hands shall restore their goods. So if you are God's children, you're going to seek, you're going to look to seek to please the poor. Say, hey, brother, get off the corner, man. Here's some money. Go help you and your family out, Here, go to the doctor, whatever they need. You're going to seek to please the poor. And His hands shall restore their goods. If you are the children of God. Job 36:15. He delivered the poor in his affliction. And Job is a prime example of that. Because Job was a rich man. He had everything. Family, friends, wealth, hordes, sheep, goats, you name it, he had it all. And God took everything away and humbled him all the way down to the dust. Did the same thing to me. Humbled me down to the dust. And you know what? I'm happy because of that, because I wouldn't be who I am. I'll be some arrogant snob, hoarding some money and looking down on people and nobody really like you or respect you. They just want a handout. Anyway, and He opens their ears in oppression. He delivered the poor in his affliction. So the deliverance come when you are afflicted. The deliverance come when you are afflicted. And He opens their ears in oppression. So if you ain't brought down low and humble, how you going to be able to hear God? You can't hear God when your pockets is fat and you got everything and all your money is going to solve everything for you. You can't really hear what God is saying. You're too busy living the high life. Psalms 41:1. Blessed is he that considereth the poor. The Lord will deliver him in the time of trouble. If you considereth the poor, it's depart from me, you on the left hand, who don't consider the poor and the people in the prison and the people down in the dust. It's depart from me, right? And I used to hold a mirror up. I used to give my kids, make all my kids sit on the couch and give one of the kids a mirror and let him turn his back to the kids and hold up the mirror, and I say, what do you see? If they say they see themselves, they failed. If they can say, I see other people in that mirror, they pass the test, because these are ones who can consider people. Most people go through life and they can't see nothing but their own cause and their own self. No matter if they're rich or poor, all they see is their self. No, you need to be able to see people. And this is what God is saying. When you can consider people, the poor, the Lord will deliver you in the time of your trouble. Matthew 19:21. Jesus said unto him, the rich man, if you will be perfect, go and sell what thou hast, and give it to the poor. If he sell everything he has, guess what he gonna be? Poor. Just like Jesus and his disciples, poor. It ain't a curse to be poor. It ain't a bad thing to be poor. It's by design. And thou shalt have a treasure in heaven. That's why you're gonna be super grateful for God when He show you what you have on the other side. And come and follow me. But when the young man heard that saying, he went away sorrowful, for he had great possession. Then said Jesus unto his disciple, verily I say unto you, that a rich man shall hardly enter into the kingdom of heaven. Hardly. And he said, a camel will pass through the eye of a needle before a rich man enter into his kingdom. And that's God's kingdom. John 6:27. Labor not for the meat which perishes. Don't go for money and things in this life that when you die, it ain't gonna give you no gain. You're going for something that's going to reoccur and reoccur and reoccur, that's going to keep helping people. So if you bought a man a car, if you bought a man a house, if you bought a man, I don't know, you just gave him a job, teach him how to fish. Basically, if you die, he still know how to fish. He still got a house. He still got a car. And you still getting blessings every time they use that car, every time they go fishing, every time they live in that house, right? And you want something like royalties, and that's what they call it, royalties, like reoccurring payments. I forgot what they call that. But for the meat which endureth unto the everlasting kingdom, right? You want something that keeps going, which the Son of Man shall give unto you, for him has God the Father sealed. Revelations 2:9. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, because it's by design, like I said, but thou art rich. Proverbs 16:18. Pride will destroy a person. So again, pride will destroy a person. You go back up to the top. I will break the pride of your power. And he's coming to do what? Destroy everybody that's up is going to be brought down low. The proud and lofty. Every man shall be bowed down and made low. And only God is going to be exalted. We should not be exalting people. We should only be exalting the Lord. A proud attitude leads to ruin. It is better to be humble and be with those who suffer than be proud and lofty. Matthew 10:22. And he shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but he that endureth to the end shall be saved. So no matter what happens, no matter how poor or whatever happens in your life, endure it. Don't shoot yourself in the head or nothing else. Luke 6:20. And he lifted up his eyes on his disciples. So who is Jesus looking at? His disciples. And he said, blessed be ye poor. So Jesus' disciples is what? Broke as fuck. Blessed be ye poor, for yours is the kingdom of God. The kingdom of God. So the story of a Gentile. So I'm walking to I drove to 7-Eleven. I get out and I'm walking into 7-Eleven. And there are like, I don't know, it seemed like about 5 black dudes outside to the left side of the building. And I'm walking past and I'm like, niggas. That's what I'm saying. And I was like, bum ass motherfuckers, why don't they go get a damn job and shit, And I'm walking past it and I'm looking down on them. And I'm looking at them with disgust. I go inside of 7-Eleven. I buy me 2 big ass hot dogs and shit. And buy me a big ass Big Goat. And they got video games inside of 7-Eleven. And I stick my quarters inside the video game and I'm playing the video game while I'm eating my hot dogs and drinking my Big Goat. A white van pulls up, opened up the back, and I'm like, what this dude finna do? Shoot up the place? That's what I'm thinking. And this guy comes out and he gives blankets to the men on the corner. He's a white guy. But he giving blankets to my brothers. And he goes, I'm sorry guys, I'm sorry that you guys, it is freezing. And it was freezing cold. I didn't see people, I just saw me. And I was like, wow. I was amazed at that. I was like, wow. See, at least God gave me a heart so I can consider and see, that's awesome. Like he got out and he had blankets to give to these men. And I was like, when I looked at them, all I saw was some niggas that was broke finna beg you for some money and I wasn't giving you shit. That's all I saw. But I'm like amazed at this guy saying, wow. He got out and he gave blankets and he was real apologetic and, humble as shit. And he was like, guys, I'm so sorry that you guys have to be out here. He said, please, please, please come in, follow me in here, man. And I'm going to buy all you guys some hot coffee or some hot cocoa and maybe give you something a little to eat. And, and this is all I can do. I'm sorry. I wish I could do more. And so all the guys was following him in the store. I'm sitting on the video just with a mouthful of damn hot dogs and shit and feeling like shit. I'm like, wow, I can't do this. This guy is better than me. That's all I was thinking. I can't even consider my own people. Something wrong, right? So Jesus lifted up his eyes on his disciples and said, blessed be ye poor, for yours is the kingdom of God. The key thing in this is they following Christ, his disciples, but they broke. And that's what he told the rich man to do. Sell all of that and follow me. He didn't tell you to obtain to the world's riches. Because obtaining to the world's riches, guess what? That's the attainment of your life. Luke 16:23. And in hell, he, the rich man, lift up his eyes being in torments. Why? Because he had Lazarus right there, and guess what happened to him? He didn't even consider him. He wouldn't even take him to the hospital, and that poor man died eating scraps from under his table, right, with the dogs. Dogs is licking his wounds. The dogs are saying, I see that you have wounds. This rich man, he didn't even see that this man, he can't see nothing but his wealth and his own worldly gain. And he eating fat while this man is broke and toe up underneath him. Went straight to hell with that, right? So this is RapTheNews, and I'm telling you guys to consider the poor. Consider your brethren the poor. That's what it said. Consider your brethren the poor. You know, and we ain't poor by design, and you don't have to feel bad because you're poor or down because you're poor. Just endure when you're poor, right? And ye that God giveth to, because he could take it away, but you should be helping his cause by helping the poor and going to visit the people in the prisons and the hospitals instead of being of those on the left. It's RapTheNews.